Hey y'all, Zach here. In today's video, we're going to be discussing pretty much how rare is a 405-pound deadlift and where does this place you among the general population if you can deadlift 405. Before we get into today's video though, I would like to quickly shout out my workout program. Again, this is a program I designed myself and it helped me get to a 405 bench, a 635-pound deadlift, and a soon to be 500-pound squat, all naturally. And again, all for the price of $5. All right, back to today's video, right? So pretty much getting straight into it. Yes, 405 is quite a milestone. Most people probably won't ever reach this because they don't put enough time into it or they're just not strong enough, right? And according to statistics, right, I pulled this up from Google. Yes, I don't care for Google myself that much, but I don't really have any other sources. So 405 is considered pretty rare, right? 1% of the population, of the general population, can reportedly deadlift 405. Do I think that number is a little bit skewed? Yes, I do think a little bit more than that can probably deadlift 405. But to be fair, there are a lot of people who don't have access to gyms. Also, I'm pretty sure they're counting a lot of women. Most women can't deadlift 405. Obviously, there are rare exceptions, especially the ones who, do powerlifting. Shout out to those women. And then again, just some areas where they don't have, the resources necessary to deadlift 405, right? But even within like America, right, in well-populated areas that do have the resources, most people aren't deadlifting 405. And why is that? It's because that's either the lack of training, the lack of, discipline, like I said earlier, and just consistency. And then again, it is a strong feat. There are some people that I know who can deadlift 405 and they've been in the gym for quite a bit, right? Again, I hang myself, or that sounds weird, I hang around people who are kind of like-minded, right? Who enjoy the gym, who enjoy going to the gym, but again, that's a small percentage of the world population, right? So I know about 10 guys who can deadlift 405, but that's 10 out of 8 billion people on this planet, right? So that's why when I get a lot of comments saying, oh, well, I seen a high schooler deadlift 405. Yeah, that's cool. Like you probably saw 4 or 5 high schoolers deadlift 405 out of, a public school that you go to with 3,000 people. Like the statistics, come on, bro. Like it's not mathing, right? Just because you see 5 people do it doesn't mean you're going to see the next freaking 200 people do it. That's just not how it works. Unless you're just in a Texas powerlifting high school, right? Again, there are some monsters, right? But again, according to the general population, it is a very low number. I mean, should I even looked up what is, 405 deadlift compared to a 225 bench? And even they said right here, 405 deadlift blows that out of the park, right? I wouldn't say 225 is intermediate because again, it's very above average, obviously depending on body weight. But still, 225, most grown men are bench pressing 225, and statistically, a 405-pound deadlift is more impressive. And I would agree that a 405-pound deadlift is more impressive, right? I mean, the first time I've ever deadlifted was when I picked up 405. But again, I've been already training for a while, right? My back was pretty developed, and I was a newbie at it. But then again, I'm a statistic, like I was saying earlier, just because you see 5 people who can deadlift 405 doesn't mean the next 200 can, right? Some people are just built for deadlifts, especially depending on leverages, right? Like I'm naturally gifted at deadlifts, but I suck at squats, right? And then that's just how it works. Leverages, just the fact that do you want to get better? Do you want to get stronger? Because most people actually quit. 9 times out of 10, like the newest person who goes to the gym, they usually don't show up. I mean, why do you think there's a meme about like, oh, dude, January is going to suck because all the people who are there for like a week are going to show up for just 1 week, right? That's just how it is, unfortunately. I do wish it gets better. I hope a lot of people will lock in more. But I mean, regardless, 405-pound deadlift is insanely impressive. And if you deadlift 405, you should be like, proud of your accomplishments. Because again, not only will most people never touch that kind of weight, they probably don't even see that in the gym themselves. Especially in a commercial gym setting, I rest assured you're probably one of the strongest people in there. Right? Again, I'm probably gonna have some comments where I'm like, I see grandmas deadlifting 405. Well, that grandma is probably taking some prune juice mixed with Anavar, all right? I'm just telling you right now, here and now, okay? But yeah, 405 deadlifts, very impressive. I mean, usually when I load 4 plates on the bar, even at my warehouse gym, I'll see people, especially older guys, like turn around like, oh shit, is he gonna pick that up? I mean, they know by now, like, yeah, this dude's just a fucking freak, and they just walk past me when I have like 6 plates loaded on. But 405 is a head turner, especially depending on your body weight, of course, right? I mean, even if you're 200 plus pounds, 405 puts you in a pretty decent advanced range of lifting, right? And obviously, once we get into powerlifting standards, 405 is way more common. 405 is probably as common as 225 in a weightlifting room with just juice heads and football players, right? At a collegiate level. But 405 deadlift, impressive regardless, right? So don't let anyone tell you, oh, you know, you deadlift 405, that's all. Like, come on, dude. First off, you're a grown-ass man hitting on another man's lift. Get a damn life. Yeah, 405 is impressive. And especially if, like, you know, you're doing it strapless, and I'm going to get some slack for it if you're doing it conventional, right? I do conventional. I'm not hating on sumo. If anything, I've had a lot more respect for sumo. Unless I see you doing like the banana splits, like with 2-inch ROM, then we're gonna have a problem. But if you're doing like a frog stance, then I respect it. And the cool thing about sumo is you actually get to work your adductors, right? The inner part of your thighs, which makes your thighs look a lot more complete, right? That's something I'm even lacking. And I've even considered adding sumo. But yeah, 405, I mean, the moral of the story or the moral of this video is 405 is impressive. And if you're deadlifting that, especially if you're under 200 pounds, like, you've probably been training for a while. You're either naturally gifted at it, or, you know, you're just a strong motherfucker. I mean, you're a strong motherfucker regardless, right? So that's today's video though. Let me know if you guys are deadlifting 405 or if you plan on deadlifting 405, because again, 405 is an impressive lift. And, you know, just let me know. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys.